Hello everyone, welcome to Air with Trees podcast. I am Fatima, the host of this show. Trees are one of my favorite beings in nature and I enjoy learning about them. There are not many podcasts that talk about trees, so I started this show to spread awareness about some common Indian trees. Every week, I share my stories related to the tree of the week, describe it to you in detail, and then help you with keys to identify it in the wild. So come along with me, let's explore the beautiful world of trees. If there's a tree that could be as precious as a gem, then it is mahua. When the cream colored flowers of mahua shower down at dawn during spring, people from villages flock to the forest and collect them in huge heaps. They consume, store, and sell these precious flowers. Many rural households depend on these forest trees for sustenance and livelihood. I will talk about it in detail, but before that, here's a snapshot from a memory where a mahua tree still stands tall. There was a mahua tree on my way to the school. I had walked by that tree almost every day for 12 years. As it happens, oftentimes we don't notice the things we come across every day as we take them for granted. But with this tree, that's not true. Whenever I saw it, I greeted it like a friend. I have loved trees since early childhood, and I remember them because I felt an affinity to them. Maybe because with them I felt calm and collected. A friendly hello in the morning and a wave of goodbye in the afternoons to these sentient beings were an important part of my childhood days, as were conversations with them on lonely days. As childhood faded, the conversations turned to internal monologues, as magic turned to mundane. Though I'm sure the silent listeners didn't mind. Conversations could be imaginary, but my sentient friends were real, and I'm glad that they colored my childhood with a tint of green and made it a good time to remember by. Walking back from school, whenever I reached that mahua tree that stood by the road, I knew home was near. During the flowering season, even non tree spotters noticed this tree. Its creamy yellow flowers used to carpet the base of the tree. The road used to get slippery too, because of all the flowers that got squashed under the feet of many school children. Have you ever stepped over a mahua flower? If you have, you would know that it releases a strong flowery whiff. This heady scent is perhaps the reason that makes people think that the flowers are intoxicating to eat. I haven't seen a mahua tree in a flowering season in a long while, but I remember the heady smell of those squash flowers even now. There were many mahua trees on our residential campus, although this is the one I remember because it was a part of my everyday and a close confidant. I'm glad for its memories. Maduka longifolia belongs to the chiku family. Its common name is butter tree as its seed oil is used as a substitute and adulterant for ghee. The tree is more popularly known as mahua, which is its Hindi name. The genus name Maduka comes from Sanskrit, which means honey like or honey tree, either because of the tree's sweet smelling and tasting flowers or the trees being as beneficial as honey. The species name longifolia is Latin and refers to the long leaves of mahua. This deciduous tree with a round crown grows to a medium height. Now let's look at its different features. The mahua tree has simple leaves. They are arranged alternately in a stalk. The dark green leaves are broad with a narrow base. This leaf shape is called obovate. When broken, the leaves release a sticky, milky sap. They hang at the end of branches in a cluster looking like a many pointed star. The tree drops its leaf from February to April, and when the tree is leafless, the flowers bloom. The new leaves are reddish and soft, and as they mature, they turn more firm and a darker shade of green. Here's a description of mawa leaves from Jungle Trees of Central India by Pradeep Krishan, which I really love. Mawa trees look loveliest when their leaves emerge dusty pink and then slowly turn through tints of reds and brown before settling into a midnight green. Before the leaves, the flowers begin blooming. The flower is the most conspicuous feature of mahua and is the most popularly used part of the tree. They hang in clusters in the tree. The creamy flowers bloom at night to attract nighttime pollinators, such as bats, with their strong fragrance and offer plenty of nectar to them. Before dawn, the flowers fall off. To collect the cache of flowers that are to fall at dawn, the local folks clear up the base of the tree beforehand to make it easy to pick up the flowers. Even before sun comes up, families begin gathering around the trees, sometimes even spending the night time under the trees to get ahead of animals that relish the flowers, such as sloth bears and elephants. Sometimes it even leads to human animal conflicts. The pollinated flowers begin to turn to fruits and mature in the next few months. The fruits of mahua are small, oblong, berry-like, and green in color when unripe and then ripen to an orangish hue. The fruits are used to cook fries and curries. The seeds from the fruits are used to extract oil, which is another important commodity from this tree. It is edible and used in cooking food. As it has medicinal properties, it's used as massage oil or consumed to treat certain ailments. The seed cakes left after oil extraction are used to enrich the soil. The bark of mahua is light brown to gray and has wrinkles and cracks. Sometimes the bark flakes off the trunk. Similar to the leaves, injured bark releases a milky sap. The wood of mahua is strong, but the trees are hardly ever felled in cultivation or in the wild because of the high value flowers and fruits. Mahua is a native tree to the Indian subcontinent. The trees grow well in the woods among other native trees, and many indigenous communities depend on them even today for livelihood by harvesting the flowers and fruits. The trees are commercially important, so they are protected in the wild and are cultivated too. The flowers are the most sought after, followed by the fruits. As the flowers get spoiled easily, they are sun dried first to increase their shelf life and then sold in local, rural, or farmers' market. They are also turned into a variety of dishes that are both consumed and sold, such as pickles, laddu, tea, kheer, and so on. The dried flowers are powdered and used as a flour substitute. The flowers are highly nutritious and are not intoxicating. The popular drink made after fermenting the flowers is equated to flowers being intoxicating. The fresh or sun dried flowers are just that, flowers with beneficial elements. Oils extracted from the seeds are used in cooking, as fuel, and in many commercial products. The flowers and fruits are considered medicinal too and are used in folk medicine. Many forest birds, mammals, and insects depend on this tree too, both for shelter and food, finding sustenance in its flowers, fruits, and leaves. Because of these reasons, mahua is sometimes referred to as a keystone species. Mahua trees help maintain an ecosystem where many organisms depend on them for survival, including humans. It is not commonly planted in cities but can be easily found in central and eastern India, in forests, or in cultivated lands. The mahua tree population is declining in forests, even though they are not felled for their wood. Many factors contribute to this, such as the tree being slow growing, seeds being collected by people and hence not getting a chance for dispersal, commercial use of land by cutting all native trees, and of course, climate change. Among other native trees that are planted for shade along roadsides, mahua should be a given chance too. So more people come to learn about them, grow them, and help them thrive. Well, now that I have discussed all the points, let's go through the features that can help you identify this tree in the wild. During the flowering season, the creamy, fragrant, and sweet flowers are the best identifiers, as they can be quite unique and easy to spot. During other seasons, obtuse leaves arranged in a spiral pattern at the end of branches are good to look for. The tree has a round canopy and does not grow too tall. And once you have seen it and identified, it's hard to forget as it's a pretty tree in general. And that's your mahua tree. And that is all for today's episode. For all my episodes, I refer to several resources and add my own observations. You can find the complete list of resources in my blog. You can find the link to the blog in the About tab. Subscribe to a Year with Trees podcast in the app of your choice and share this podcast for the sake of tree love. Thank you all. Stay tuned.